Hi class, I wanted to give you some video feedback, and what you'll do is you'll duplicate this and make sure you make a list of all the comments I give you right now, and you'll implement that on your duplicated site. All right, so I'm going to jump right in, look at these as a first-time site visitor, even though I've looked through them, and you'll get an idea of what it's like for somebody else to use your site. All right, let's jump in. Annie, you've got some great things going on, especially like the colors and things you have here. I do want you to make sure that it's not cropped, so you need an image that, you know, for your cover that doesn't do that, and you want to give some description. Not a lot, we don't want it to go deep, just a little something like, you know, what you use to create it, and perhaps who it was for. The background image here, you can select this, and then you can go to your, select that background, and you can go to your site design, page background, and then just select something else, either a solid of some sort, that matches your brand. But that image really doesn't need to be behind this, and it's a little distracting up here as well. It may work on one of your pages, but you don't have to have it everywhere. Because of this, I like the colors that you have here, and I'm suggesting you kind of go with some of these up here in your header. You've got the pink already, so you may want to go pink all the way across. You do have the contact glass, that's good. Let's see. You see how that is popping up behind that, so it'd be better not to be there. And again, you're going to make sure you have descriptions for all of those. If you wanted it here, maybe, but you're going to have to work with the contrast with your navigation. Okay, but this is a great page and professional shot, clear, but we need to fix the navigation when we get to that point. And this works okay too. That's get a Google Voice number, it's free, and link up at least a LinkedIn. Okay. Excuse me. So yeah, here you've got this, so it breaks up your header. We don't really want to do that. Okay. Maybe you just take this all the way across. I know it's fine on one side, but it's not on all pages working. So you want to think about that. Let's see. So let's check your mobile. Navigation is good. It looks like it's legible. Okay. We want higher contrast here. And the thing about this, either there's a dissolve or we need to work with the opacity. So make sure yours isn't showing the page underneath it. It might be okay. And I would go with more of your gray family, like a dark color rather than the red. Okay. Raise this up. And yeah, I wouldn't have that in the footer. I'd make your footer a solid color too, so that's legible. You could use this whole gray color across, and that would look nice for your entire header and footer. Close that gap. Okay, make sure you've got content for descriptions for everything. Okay. All right. All right. Yeah, so those are the things we want to look at. This is laid out fine. You might want that a little shorter, just a little, so you can get into the contact, but it's all right. If you do go to a gray here, make it the medium gray so we can still see your navigation bars, okay? All right, great start. You're really close, almost there. Okay, so Marliqua, I hope I pronounced your name correctly. It's such a great name, Mocktails and Munchies. And you do want to link up to, you probably have an Instagram or something like that, but for social, you probably definitely want that, and a LinkedIn. Here's the thing. You want to remove the login. Great photo, great, layout here, but this is your contact page. So the issue we're having, I'm trying to discover what it is exactly that's going on, and what I think is going on is that perhaps you've put all of this in your header, in which case it would never go there. Okay, the only thing you want in your header is going to be your navigation and this information up here, which is great. And then all of this would come out, and you would close up that strip so it's not so deep, bring it up to here. You're going to paste that then onto somewhere. You could add a strip if you wanted, but it would be between the header, between here and here would be on your about page only, would be that content, because as you can see, we can't see anything very well. You also need to update and remove any placeholders. All of that has to come out. That costs points, and just taking them out helps. Even if you don't put anything there, just selecting it and deleting it is going to help you with points. Okay, but I think that's what's going on here. We can't have that on every page because it's taking up all the main real estate. The other option would be, and I don't think it is, it wouldn't be a background that's set to show on every page because it's got content going behind it. So I do think that that is in your, well, no, I'm not sure. I think you just have it showing on every page. I don't think it is your header. Okay, but that's a priority. This only goes on your about page. And you'll need a form here. Let's see what happens when we look at the mobile. Make sure you go through the checklist so you know that you're doing everything, because I can't see some of it. Obviously, once you change your desktop, it will adjust your mobile, and then you'll have to come in and tweak the mobile for, to make sure it's correct. Rename your file, and week 4 you'll be going through accessibility, and it will ask you to do that. But we need to name it, put your name there. You'll need a form. So just select that and hit delete on your keyboard. Okay. So every page here is pretty much feeling the same. And so you'll first have to go and correct the desktop, all right? Starting with moving this out of being on every page, all right? Okay, it's great colors, great branding. Just remove everything that's not legit, all placeholder images and text. And once you move this to the right place, you're going to get a good handle on it. All right, good start. Okay, Aldrich, first thing I want you to do is to go into your pages and menu on Wix and rename this homepage to About. All right, because you don't really have an About, and that's what you need. You could also call it Bio, doesn't matter, but it's not really a homepage, it's your About page. Delete this button because it's not going anywhere, and add a LinkedIn. You can take everything else off unless you have another social that has professional content. Remove this, it's still a placeholder. You can add a Google Voice, it's free. You just go to Google Voice, search it, and you'll be able to get a phone number. Let's not make this deep. This isn't the same as a contact page, okay? So we don't need to make your footer this deep. You could even take this off if you wanted to and just have your footer have the date and one of your socials, but make sure you don't need both, but make sure you're linked up and you don't have any that aren't linked. All right, so this is your navigation, is a text box. You want to select it, grab it, and shorten it so it's not doing this, and bring it up a little bit so it's not overlapping here. And actually, I think you want to grab your header and bring it down a little bit because you need room for this. Move this over so that your name isn't covered up. Now, it's possible that it changes, it does, but either that or move it to the left, but we don't want that to happen so easily. But otherwise, this is great. Nice image, professional looking. Contact, you want to go into your pages and menu, like right here. And you're going to drag your contact down, right? You have it here, you're going to drag it here. So it moves over here. But that's, we may be doing something else though. Okay. You need to fill these out. This is placeholder. Okay, so that's important. Let's go back. This is also going to your home page. So here's what I want you to do. Since you already have that, you're going to rename that. Go ahead, go into your Wix and delete this. Then what I want you to do is you're going to go here, delete it. Then I want you to, I'm just going to do that and show you. Since you don't really have a page with content, you're not missing anything. Then you're going to add a page and you're going to choose contact and you're going to choose the basic. And the reason you're going to choose the basic is because you don't want to have to remove placeholder images and things like that because that's a requirement. So just choose one that doesn't have it. Then contact and drag that down. Okay. So then you're going to have to either remove this or fill it out, but it's placeholder, so it has to go. You're going to link up, remove this, and you're going to link up your number, your email. And what you're going to do is just tap on it, select link, and go to email. That's where you want to link to, okay? And put your address here, okay? And yeah. So we like to bring these things up as best we can so we can see them when we land on a page. All right, so let's try your mobile. Okay. Okay, I clicked on it, so I'm not sure exactly what that was. That's coming out. This is, I believe, in your footer, so I would take that out and then close this gap up that will be there. This is good. That's working for you. That's going to be gone because it's not going anywhere. You're going to have a new one. And try not to crop too many things like heads. That's important. Close up any gaps. And you definitely need to add your descriptions. Okay, just something very short. Okay. All right. Good start. Adding that contact page and removing the other one, that's going to get you much closer. All right. So good job. I'm looking forward to seeing how that works out for you next week. Okay. Make sure this is a Google Voice number. And make sure you have at least a LinkedIn. And this appears linked, so that's great. You need the copyright information down here. 2025, copyright symbol, which is Shift 2, gives you the copy symbol. Copyright. Okay, we do want higher contrast here. Your name could go bigger up here, at least, you know, so maybe that, divide the difference, make that a little smaller and this bigger. Also, this is a different font. We want to stick with 2 fonts. This, anything that you have that is paragraph text is going to look well when it is in your navigation. It's going to be easy to read and it's going to match. Paragraph text ideally is going to be like this, sans serif. This is a serif. You can see it's got the strokes on the letters, and this is sans serif without serifs. Okay, we want to make sure we have no duplicate videos. Okay, and if I select this, okay, so we need to be able to have a description of you know, what that was for and what your role was. This, go ahead and remove the hello. If you want to put it up here, fine. Replace about, but about matches your navigation, so I would keep that. This is a nice photo. Typically, though, be careful. We don't want to cover eyes, but it's otherwise a good photo. You do have this matching this. Again, this text is going to read better if you wanted to change both this and your about. You could keep this for headers, and that would work. As you see, heading here, the paragraph is sans serif. So delete that and put that into that. I can tell you what that font is. Let's see, where's my... Okay, so the font we're looking at is over here. So that's the Futura 16 point. All right. Okay. And then this for your headings is Arial. 10 is not good. That's not really a 10. That's probably the spacing that it's looking at, because this is definitely more than 10 points. Okay, so I'm not sure why that didn't read that. Okay, something is wrong there. This is. So it's not reading that for some reason. But you could use this, which is the one that you're actually using. That's 56. You could be consistent and use that. Maybe a little smaller, since it's more of a subheading where you're using it in your about. Or you could use the same size. It would work too. Okay, so this could go up here, this style. All right. That's the same one, so you could use it up here. And you want, you have Filmmaker Portfolio, you're going to need to say Filmmaker. So it's on every page, we know exactly what you're doing. This either isn't linked, or the page is so big, the files are so big, it's loading slowly, but I think it's not linked. So if you're going to link it to your page, you need to do that or remove it. You can take all of this and move it over to the right, so that you have room here to put this. Okay, and so when we scroll down, you have your about, but you have your video again. So this is actually a different page. Okay, so you don't need it in both places. I would remove this one for sure. And remember to have your footer information. This does require a lot of scrolling, but I'm okay with it for now, but just keep that in mind. It's taking up a lot of space. Here, you're going to have this information up here, and Filmmaker, when I say this information, this font up here. You know, you could have the button there if it worked. Otherwise, you're going to close all this up. take that out and close this space. If you have your footer information down here, 2025, maybe it's in black text and I don't see it, and this is a good combination here. Again, you're going to have bigger and smaller down here. And you're going to need your descriptions. Bring that up, close it a little bit. Yeah, you need your descriptions for your videos. All right. All right. Great start. Just a little bit of cleanup. All right, Chris. Make sure this is a Google Voice. You are linked up. That's great. You are linked to your social. Perfect. Let's center that because it's kind of floating over there. Let's center it. Let's not have a logo repeated. Just have it once in your header. And this isn't a contact page form. It is a subscription. So what you need here is to take these two things out and put a form. Again, the easiest thing to do is to delete what you have here. You have this information in your link, so that's important. So maybe what you want to do is add a new one, as we did a minute ago, going to your pages and menu and adding a contact page, the simplest one, adding that, and then maybe then you can copy this over to it, this information that you've already linked over to the new one, and then remove the one that you have. Okay, so here is your content that you've created. Okay, this is a footer. We definitely do not want all of this in your footer at all. Okay, so that can all come out after you create your contact page. Okay. It's too deep. So what you need here, this is the work that you're creating, the content that you're creating. Okay, and you've done a good job of labeling it. I'm going to assume that they're all labeled. You'll have to go through it by week 4 if they're not, for your accessibility testing. Okay, all right, so that's really good that you have all of that. We have a lot of stuff, and we have the most important stuff right over here down in the corner. Okay, so we really want to have the important things up here. So you would really bring this up. Let's see, how deep is it? You may want to freeze your header, selecting the orange header button up here, and then selecting choose freeze. But you can take this space out, come up here, given the style that you're using, and bring this up. This needs to be a photo of you, like this one up here, but not so big because the resolution isn't there. We definitely have to stop the tiling. We can't have duplicate images like this, all right? That's an issue, serious issue. So take this column and select the box and drag it out so it's not so deep. And make sure this means something, because right now it looks like placeholder. All that looks like placeholder images. And the most important thing is this and this, but and if you just need to take your cell phone in natural lighting and take a new one, that's fine. But all of this looks like placeholder. The Why Choose Us, the images are taking up way more in the footer content than it should be, all right? We need to just keep the important stuff that they're trying to get to the page to figure out. Now, another thing, good job up here, keeping your name and what you do. The other thing, again, we've got placeholders. Okay. But here's the other thing about the content. It feels like it's an AI generated site. The layout and the way it's rotating and things like that, maybe not. But just keep in mind that all of these aren't so much selling what you do, because we really don't know yet what you do. But what I'm getting is, check your punctuation here. It's movie production and, immersive narratives, graphic tools. So you're talking about Unreal Engine 5. That's what you want to be talking about. Be specific. We learned and grew laying the foundation for what we do today. Just be really careful, because it starts to feel like it's okay to use chat and AI, but we have to feed it very specific things. Otherwise, it feels generic, because that's all it can do. Here's what I'm not sure about. With our content creation tools, what are your tools? You're saying is this what you're talking about? So these are the things they want to know, okay? Needing clarification. So join this community. You've got tools and filming content. Now, I want to draw your attention to your portfolio. And I see production, and I believe that, but I don't understand when we talk about range of game tools, because I don't see that in your portfolio. Okay, you're saying welcome to productions come together. All right, it has to be really clear that cinematographer isn't matching gaming community. The work isn't matching gaming community. So either you've got two different things going on, or AI has generated a lot of stuff. Okay, make sure you go through and check this for spelling, because a part is different than a part. In fact, they're opposite. Okay, if you take something apart rather than being a part of something. Yeah, we need to streamline what it's about. Okay, it's either a gaming community or it's your portfolio for your film work and content. All right, let's check the mobile. And I don't mean to, discount what's great about it. You've got great experience. Just the main goal needs to be very specifically clarified. If it's gaming's, videos, whatever, but it's a lot of scrolling, and we just need simple information. You want higher contrast there. And once you nail that down, probably starting with removing any of the placeholders, because they don't support your work. And that's going to be a problem for you. Do reduce this or remove the circle and make this larger if you want, but we want to avoid cropping logos at all. Okay, that's a subscription. And we want a contact page there. But don't despair. I just think you need a little bit of the human touch to go back through there and take out some sections. Okay, that's what's going to help you. All right. But I have faith in you. I see your experience, and I know that you can do that. All right. Great job, everybody. And you'll also have peer feedback. And it should be available to you in time for you to make your edits before your revisions that'll be due week 4. All right. And then week 4, you'll work on the accessibility as well. All right. I appreciate all the work that you're all doing. Let's center that too. Yeah, see, this is the most interesting to me. It needs a little spell check, but this and this tell me about you. The other things just don't. All right. Good job, everybody. I look forward to seeing these next week and seeing how far you will have gotten. You've come a long way in just 2 weeks. So you should be patting yourself on the back and very happy with your progress. All right. Enjoy the rest of your day.